eArena looking to put up another good point here. Aurora playing with our hearts right now, opening up with maybe a gargantuan game, leading us to believe it is possible once again for Aurora.
Enigma Galaxy coming out swinging as well. Might have been a bit quiet in terms of the overall aggregate elims we've seen to this point, but we know it's a team that can deliver with some consistency late game. They've got nades as well. Oh, the red zone forming on top of eArena. Thankfully for them, a little bit of deployable cover will make all the difference. TourneyK in the back trying to keep his eyes on what's going on, but if you flick to the elim feed, you can see Dox doing damage. The scalpels come back out for Aurora. And Blank, it was 16 for Tiamba, but Aurora now on 14 elims. They might be able to lap them.
Aurora have been just stamping away here. Reefus again does find Aru, leaving AKOP inside. Will be able to grab win. Actually didn't even grab that. Top was able to steal it. But for OG, they live a lot longer than expected. But with 0 eliminations, they will not get a huge amount off this game other than the placement points involved. AKOP inside. Has to move soon, might just end up denying the point here. Reefus spraying in, has 217 bullets as well, so they have had a lot of loot crates to pursue and peruse.
AKOP just trying to keep himself sustained and run the clock down on this one as long as possible, see if he can deny it out to the blue potentially, because if he goes running in there, that's just another point for Aurora.
Just try and get an extra placing on this run, but I don't think anyone else is going down anytime soon. Still more. He's mistimed it. Yeah, unfortunate. I think he thought that the angle was bad for him, so pulls off the first aid kit there. Sadly, not able to rank up once again. If he'd waited a little bit longer, maybe he would have ranked up over eArena here, who will go down shortly, I imagine. TourneyK not able to weather the pressure here from Alula, who have been impressive this tournament for a team that was kind of down on their luck last year. I don't think a lot of people had high hopes for this squad. They have come into EWC looking fairly decent, like a lot of work's been going on for this squad. A lot of practice in the meantime. But Enigma Galaxy up in top 3. A rocky group stage for them, but we're still able to grab those points, and I do attribute some of that to Coops. He is a nuts player on side.
He's been a big King Cooper for this team, bro. Wearing that crown with some of the plays he's making. He wants to slam down on the off-angle peak behind the vehicle here. Alula trapped, cowering. One by one, they eat the bullets and they fall. Huge step up for Enigma Galaxy, and enough time to fix their HP as well before any other fights are forced. The only solo player from Furia, Igor, just trapped in the ditch between our two teams that are going to scrap for the dinner, and Top finds that one for an extra elim.
Just instantaneous shots coming through. So we're down to Aurora. Reefus swings very wide here, over towards the northern edge. And hold both positions. An awkward angle like that could make them very worried. Has a little bit of hard cover here, but it is outside the zone. Gonna wrap back, but at least got the info on side. Coops tries to hit the shots, has to go for the reload here. Gonna go for another as he passes on by. Again, I do think for Enigma Galaxy, Coops is a really big deal. Not just on his own, though. It's the fact that Lord has someone to play off.
Yeah.
Lord is also a very aggressive player, but Ralph and Satan, they like to take it slow, and that's great, and it works out, but you do need someone else to move forward and bank off of one another. So for Enigma Galaxy, I do think this is the perfect setup right now for them. Zol will move forward into the smoke line. 17 eliminations on the game. A teaser, potentially, from Aurora. And we'll hold our breath for it. Oh, nice. Just unreal.
It's greatly timed from Zol. The shrapnel hitting hard.
He knows.
Enigma.
He knows, Jackie.
Look at the lineup. Wants to get it behind the cover flare. Barely, but they bait him out enough. That's more chip damage. Coops on half HP.
Molly.
Could be good.
Oh, this is annoying. This is very frustrating for Coops. It's really slowing them down. Giving quite a bit of time for Aurora to reposition off the back of this as well, because both the front targets have been distracted, discombobulated in the chaos. Thought it might be a little harder for Aurora to get back into the circle. They also know the north side's free after that original rotate from Reefus. Ralph had to go back up that angle. But they have all the knowledge in the world going forward here. They've opened up the full library on this game.
A lot of nades being baited out here by Coops as well. He's down to 2 nades and 1 Molotov. Ralph actually being isolated from his off-angle peek round the backside. That's half his HP gone. The vehicle detonates in front of him. One Blessing, he's got a little bit more cover to try peek off of, but no easy rotation.
Still the 4v4 here. Utility down to nothing on side of most of these players. It will just be a dry gunfight, and honestly, on top form, I do think Aurora beats them out on that. Coops and Lord, though, deadly duo. Prime at the 2 nades. Doc is up front. Is this the docketing once again? Takes 2 nades. Just will tank them. But there's 2 more coming, and I'm not sure he'll be able to do the same on the next. They both go wide. He's going to push forward into the smoke. We'll have to swing back, but one player goes down the back lines. It is top, and now Aurora's down to 2. Nigma Galaxy is making this happen.
They're standing tall right now. They want to convert this one into a chicken dinner win on game 1 as 2 of Aurora's players buckle under the pressure.
It's over.
Ruthless falls. It's all down to the last man in Joel. They need to isolate the peak as he hits Lord heavy, but he's gone. Cut short. The Aurora is gone.
That is insane. That is insane, Jackie. I got to eat my words on that one as well. I mean, for Nigma Galaxy, what a good game. Did say though, Aurora do like to choke.
The crazy thing is, it was probably the most fitting head-to-head of 2 teams we could have.
Yeah.
Similar contrasted play styles, the way they split off, confident their 2v2s, the off-angle aggression. But I started to get worried, man. Pointing to the map feed, seeing Doc charging in. Slight timing on the nades, it all collapses.
It's the docketing. It's happening
Nigma
again.
5, bro, just absolutely come alive on that one.
Yeah, wonderful stuff. Absolutely wonderful stuff. I still think Aurora played that game very, very well, though. I think when you watch them in those moments, they are so clean on the shots here and there. I think it's just a little bit of a stumble towards the end there where you're trying to pull yourself out of those buildings. That is hard, getting back across the road. They don't have a huge amount of space to play with. Nigma Galaxy also has the high ground, so they set up well on this one. But yeah, good stuff from Nigma Galaxy. Again, Lord and Coops, though. That is a great duo. We're seeing a lot of fantastic duos be born here over at EWC and really spread their wings into these matches.
You can see him enjoying it as well. Ralph enjoying the celebration from the fans behind them there. Everyone in the arena popping off with Nigma Galaxy taking game 1. Stay tuned for even more.
Welcome to the front of stage. My name's Barney Banks and I'm joined by S2G's very own Badish. Badish, how's it going, man?
Fine, bro, you?
I'm very well, thanks. I mean, let's talk a little bit before we get into the nitty-gritty of the teams and how things are going for you guys. Let's talk a bit about Paris. How's the Esports World Cup been for you so far?
Paris is amazing, bro. Eiffel is so good. The castles are Notre Dame, the Pantheon. Everything is good at the Paris. But Arena is more than good. There is, I don't know. It's my first time at the World Cup and it feels so good.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about your team, S2G. Let's talk about the preparations coming to EWC. Were you guys, preparing here on site or did you boot camp in Turkey? What was the plan?
Just we did boot camp at the Istanbul. We have a gaming house at the Istanbul. And before the tournament, we go to China, the PMI,
Wow.
Macau invitation tournament. And I don't know, I feel we're gonna take this.
You feel like we're going to get this? Well, S2G's run through the group stage was really good. Now we're in the finals. How are the team feeling? Are they nervous? Are they excited? Like, what's the vibe from the team right now?
They seeing me, my players are seeing me. Maybe we're gonna get the first place, maybe we're gonna get the sixth place.
Oh,
They
wow.
don't know. Yeah, but I think we're gonna handle this.
It's a very strong group of finalists, isn't it? So
yeah.
if you get on a roll, like momentum is a big thing in this game. If you start playing well, you could take it all. But do you have faith in them? Do you think they can do this?
Yeah, I believe them.
I believe too. Badish, thank you so much for joining me in this interview. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the event and we'll see you later.
See you.
Back to you
Bye-bye.
guys.
Day number one in serious business here now for PMWC at EWC 26. And what better way to start it off than I have two legends here from India to talk about what's happened so far as well as what may be to come. So, of course, I have Admino and I have Aru here as we have Godlike and, of course, Orangutan going to be representing from India. So I guess I'll ask you, Admino, first. You guys must have watched the survival stage. What did you think about the teams and gameplay overall from the survival stage?
It was kind of little passive, like the previous group were too much aggressive, or maybe they were one more chance, that's why they were aggressive, and this was a survival stage. But I think Tianba got the momentum, and the top 6 were expected, as we have decided already in the podium thing that we have a fun activity over there.
Yeah.
And I think Alula gave a little bit surprise, and I hope so they perform good in grand final also. But I'm hoping for Tianba to carry forward the momentum that they have already got in survival stage.
How about you, Aru? What did you make of the survival stage?
We tried to grab as many things as we could from the playstyles and the lobby structure to get a better understanding and to be able to predict better what the structure of the finals lobby would look like. And obviously we don't really fear anyone, but yeah, there are many respectable opponents that we need to respect in game as well, as much as we should, not more, not less. So yeah, we are confident coming to the finals and looking at the survival stage. We know that when teams have like only one last chance, it's like they play more in pressure, and yeah, that's it.
All right, so I wanted to actually ask a bit of a fun question since we've got two fantastic teams here. I'll start with you, Aru. If you had to take a player from Admino's team and add them to your roster, who would you pick and why?
Maybe Espoir, because he's really consistent.
Okay. Same question to you, Admino. Who would you take from Aru's team and why?
Aru answers because it's a good idea.
What do you think about that? You think you're a good IGL? You think that's fair?
I don't know, I just work.
All right, so kind of final thoughts, final kind of look at the finals as a whole here. I'll start with you, Admino. Well, what's your expectations here for the final? Obviously, it's an amazing lineup of 16 teams, arguably one of the best lineups of all time here at PMWC. So how do you think your chances are here?
Well, I wouldn't be saying anything. I'll just prove it by performing over it.
Perfect. How about you, Aru? What are you thinking for the final?
I'm just here to play and enjoy the 18 games because I love this game. I don't want to feel any pressure or, set unnecessary expectations from myself. If we are going to enjoy the game, inside the game, then we are definitely going to perform well as well.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me and best of luck today.
Thank you, Kalaris, for that amazing interview there with Admino and none other than Aru. But it does end up coming down to Aurora at the end. Even though Nick McGalaxy won, congratulations, Nick McGalaxy. I gotta give this team some props because we're finally seeing the MVPs show up for that squad. But Nick McGalaxy, Coops, especially at the end, what a surprise for them being able to come out with a win.
It's so nice. Just in my notes, I just have Coops because that's all you gotta say,
He does.
really.
He does,
do. Can confirm. Yeah. See,
Confirm?
see that? Yeah.
I can't read that.
Yeah, my handwriting's not great. But Coops was awesome. I really love the jump that they're coming through throughout that game, right? They played on that edge side. They waited for their moment. They bided their time. And what I loved particularly here, Max, was their push onto EA was not super aggressive. All they wanted was space inside the zone. They didn't go for that full push and that full clear of the team. They're just like, hey, we want some space. We're going to take it from you, take a couple of points as well, and then wait some more. I really liked that from them.
I have an idea, but this is just pure speculation. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I'm like, maybe they slowed down the fight into E-Arena, hoping Al-Ula would go for a third party, and then they could let them fight each other and pick off the rest. I don't know if that was the actual reasoning, but it's how it worked out in the end. And because of that fight in particular, they get a 23-pointer tied with Aurora Gaming.
Lace, and we get just pure aggressiveness right off the bat. This feels like a PMWC finals, baby. As 3 teams were able to get 13 or more eliminations. Aurora with the 17. Tiamba started off hot as well.
Man, I did not we came out of that survival. It's just not. I just love the fact, right? I'm just getting so excited, so passionate here, that the fact that they carried on the same momentum that they had. I mean, it was exceptional from them. Obviously took the hot drop seriously, which, shout out, love a hot drop taken seriously, and were able to capitalize and obviously recover the team. And it's just a crazy storyline from them, from bottom to the top. And I mean, I'm so excited to see what they can do next.
Yeah, for Tiamba, they're looking to carry that momentum that we saw out of them in survival. Something that you actually enjoyed watching that game is the plan B, the adjustments that Tiamba was able to do, Max.
Because they had a great hot drop, right? I think it was, 9 eliminations after the hot drop? Absolute mad start for these guys. And then they start losing players. They want to go for the recall, which is usually Tinglong Garden. But then Hora, coming out of nowhere, looking to chase down the recall player, which usually is Eagle in Tinglong Garden. And Eagle instant response, seeing we don't want to go out to Hora. We're going to go for an Eastern rotation, a bit out of their way. But by doing so, he gets the entire team back up, and they get 16 eliminations off the back of that. Eagle, definitely, maybe not in terms of elims, but the MVP of the game in terms of what he allowed his teammates to do this match.
Allowing the team to be able to come back, allowing the team to just be able to just be there for support. Allow the other players to just frag out. And for anybody that had Tiamba, Enigma Galaxy, or Aurora in your predictions, congratulations, because those teams have been performing quite well. If you haven't already, make sure you check out the EWC Play app. Go put in your predictions. You could end up getting some rewards there depending on what your predictions are. And no surprise here that it is Milu from Tiamba with the MVP once again. 8 eliminations. This man is just non-stop right now.
He is. You can't stop this man. He's just going to go from better to better to better performance. Here we go, the head-to-head. You're seeing here 16 eliminations versus 17 of Aura. And if I'm not mistaken, Milu had at least 8 or 9 of those. So,
you know how you just had some notes and it was just Coops, it's just Milu. Man, this man's just chasing that MVP at this point.
He is. He absolutely is. QZZ, though, shout out to QZZ. That 1v2 onto the rest of Vitality. He was wiped out by Aura like seconds later, but it's some really, really good stuff there. There's a lot more players on the team than just Milu that are really fragging out.
I mean, I was wondering going to this, are we going to get group stage, Tiamba? Are we going to get survival stage, Tiamba? Clearly, with this opening performance, 7, it is survival stage, Tiamba, in the finals.
And we're hoping that that's going to be the case. If you're a Tiamba fan, you're going to be looking really happy. If you're a Fourth Rise fan, Fourth Rise, so it's looking for a comeback here. Same with OG, but let's see what's going to be happening here on the second game of PMWC at EWC 26 Finals.
Thank you, Seven. Great breakdown there, recap of what we saw on our screens live in Game 1 of Rondo. Starting to get a little bit louder in here, but Paris, I want to know, how loud can you get? Let's get some noise going!
It's a good crowd. It's a real good crowd here we got here in Paris. Supporting all their teams. I mean, the Enigma Galaxy crowd, they've been loud. We'll see if they can get louder. As Enigma Galaxy are doing fairly well here so far. It's really, really nice to see. I think, again, mad props to Coops. First of all, mad props to actually being here. The guy's dodged so many events at this point. Finally gets to play some matches. But yeah, the rest of the team's also looking fantastic. Ralph looking a little bit more reserved, I would say, in the gameplay, which is good to see. Holding those angles. I actually liked where he set himself up. Became a real nuisance. The big thing was, didn't immediately go down either. And I think a lot of times that's all he needs to do, because he knows the layout of the land. He knows where he needs to be playing. It's just sometimes he'll play those spots and then humble. And that's bad. So he's just letting the rest of his team work those angles whilst he plays that off angle in a really, really strong and quite frustrating spot to deal with. But we're heading over to our angle now, so probably a little less action involved, a little bit more calm, chilled out as we head in towards the first portion of the day. Fury at last game did come down to Eagle once again.
Yeah. And honestly, mate, you know, normally I think you'd favour him in kind of positions like that, where if he had to step up as a solo, it's just how late in the game it was and how strong everyone else he was up against was looking, right? Uncomfortable position to be left in, but hey, they still squeeze some extra points out of it. So it's better than it could have been. For some of our other talented squads, they're far down the standings, but like you touched on, Rondo is Rondo, and now we get something a little bit more normal. Opening playing path established here, whole way down the middle.
Down on that eastern side, Yaz. Opening here for teams to move into. Gatka a little bit harder to get towards on that western side. North George, well as South George, probably possible. It's just going to be a little bit more of a long approach on that one. Vital is just out early. I don't really ever mind the Kameshki split, honestly, over towards Stalbert on that eastern side. You have a lot of position to loot. Most of the time you are not having a second team come over here, so it's just a really good position to get set up in the early game. But man, Tiamba, we didn't talk about them too much at the end of that game, but there is definitely fire in those bellies today. Because to make that push, to make that decision, to just be like, let's have a straight fight on the central compound when we're playing Edge, I don't know what's gotten into them, but I love it.
It is so good. So many elims already, and they just go, I like the look of that position. Let's take it off. I'll be having that. Fairly watery circle, mate. Starting off one of these. This has been a consistent trend, at least throughout Survival. We had quite a few very similar to this on our start. Obviously, a little bit worse for Vitality with a late rotate all the way down from Stauber with their instant drop from the plane.
Yeah. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. A lot of the rotational tools will probably be removed as well. So it is going to be a long rotate for Vitality. You are correct. That might end up, or probably will end up, creating a little bit more of a passive game for them, a slower game for them. 4 Thrives, though, loving life. You know, they get down towards Ferry Pier. The yellow's on the eastern side. There's no one around here. It's chilled out. It's peaceful. You get yourself set up nice and early on one of the prior compounds as we head into Zone 2. I think the scary thing about this one is it does eke in a little bit of Sosnovka, and there isn't a 0% possibility that this doesn't go down towards Sosnovka in the future. It still can. It could even center up around Bridge. Satan on our screens. You know what, the last game, first time I've seen Satan smile this tournament, by the way. Even when they win, he usually looks like something's gone wrong.
He enjoyed that one.
He did like that one. That was a nice win for him.
Yeah, they were chuffed to bits. And to be fair, it was great. You know, nice head-to-head. 2 very talented squads. Lots of contrast of play styles, but Nigma Galaxy proving that it was on the money today in that first game. So low on utility, but made every bit count. Can they keep it going, though? You start well on Rondo. How does it look then moving in here to Arangao? Another chicken dinner, big placements. What are we looking at from them? That will be a nice, I suppose, sort of litmus test of what the quality of this team's going to be looking like throughout the next 2 days here.
Ida. These guys kind of crumbled. They made the similar approach to Tiamba actually last game, but I think what Tiamba did very differently was they isolated the Vitality compound away from Aurora, whereas Ida kind of came from that north side and just sandwiched themselves. I thought that was a very strange play for Ida to make. I think most of the time, most teams would understand that probably don't want to place yourself between those 2 squads or those 2 buildings. They're very popular in that location on Rondo. But I don't think Ida had done badly before. They had some really cool clutch moments, some super awesome 1v3s right at the end of the games. Like, they have what it takes to be a champion, but not like that. Or stop making silly mistakes.
And obviously we touched on Vitality going down kind of early into that one. 2 other squads that I'm assuming towards the end of the day will be in a very different place to where they are in the standings right now, would be both 4 Thrives and Godlike. 2 teams that have got so much firepower, even just individuals as well.
Yeah.
Fanak gets some of that old 4 back out immediately, mate. You won't only see it, you'll hear it from the crowd.
I mean, he looked happy when I saw him this morning. Ready to go. He's got a little bit of a shy smile on him as well. Quite like
it's cheeky.
He is cheeky. It is cheeky. But even when I was talking to him yesterday, he seemed like he was ready and raring to go. The rest of the team all looked happy. IQ is in high spirits, which is very, very good news for the team. be able to give that advice and those crucial bits of information, where the team wants to go, how they want to play it out. You need all of your team to be happy. Though I am kind of worried about Godlike and Orangutan.
Okay.
Not because of gameplay we've seen so far, just because this is a finals at EWC. I think for them, it would be unwise not to say they're under pressure. I think if you're a fan of both these squads, and maybe today looks a little bit rough for them, I would caveat with that there is a tremendous amount weighing down on them right now, being in such a prestigious finals versus some really damn good squads. I'm hoping they could probably get back into the run of it, like by match 3 potentially. But if it takes till tomorrow, I think that's fine as well. OG already still showing off that they have the rotations capability to make it happen. They got far into that late game. Not a lot of eliminations, that's fine. Godlike similarly, still that aggression in play. I like to see it, but maybe not where we really wanted it to happen during that game.
I think it's also for teams like that, Blank. For our other squads that were forced to play survival stage, you've had to consistently keep grinding and keep that form on the go.
Yeah, exactly.
You come out from your group in those top team spots, you get a few days off, but that does cool you down a little bit. And the thing that's changed is what's going on behind us. The energy in the arena, the noise, the hype. They're getting excited because 4Thrives have made the play. That's IQ with an opening takedown. But that's the difference as well. You come back into this area, Blank. Sure, with the noise-cancelling headphones, they might not be hearing it, but I tell you what, they can feel it. The vibration. I know the floor is trembling under my feet, so it'll be the same down there on the stage for our players. And if you're trying to instantly snap back into that tournament-winning mindset after a few days off with all this going on, it might take a game to try and lock back in.
Yeah. I don't like that, though, from Aurora. Because you can scout that a lot easier just by sending over towards the beachhead, having a look over towards Lighthouse and be like, okay, there's a guy up there waiting. Try and check the girders. I always think it's an odd maneuver to try and just send someone, slingshot them across. And it's like, well, we know there's someone across there, though, but you also just lost a player. Like, it's so early into the game. Could have even just waited for zone 2. I'm curious to hear what the analyst desk has to say about that, because for me, that's just not EWC, PMWC potential. Right? That's not what that is.
Yeah, the trade of it, one player's life, one of your squad mates for an information play, economically, it's not the best trade on it. Especially if we see him get a good run out of this game. Goes down to an awkward fight. One player of difference, Blank.
Hell, I mean, even this circle right now, where it's down towards the eastern side, 4Thrives knows that. This is prime time to go for bridge camps.
Yeah.
Like, if this circle is further over towards the northwest, maybe you don't go for that type of thing. But I think this one, if you're Aurora, it shouldn't be a case of, oh, let's check if there's someone there. You should just know.
Devil's in the details. And it paints a very pretty picture here for some teams. For Aurora, it results in 3 players alive in game 2 to kick us off. Flash also having 1 player knocked here. Zone crunching in.
Yeah.
Rich still in play. There you go, buddy.
Thought that this might be the case. On a circle like that, it's very, very awkward on these types of circles, and it can center up around bridge across both sides, which is super unfun to play. Because now this really could go back over towards Sosnovka way. I'm sort of expecting it to head towards the northwest. But for Aurora, they're stuck now. As are Alula. Alula's kind of considering whether we should take an eastern crossing or should we just play over towards the ridge side on the southern edge. It cuts out a massive amount of space, though. So much water involved. So teams are just going to be sending towards Ferry Pier because there's safety in that location.
Vitality did thunderfoot their way down from Stolberg quite quickly, so you can see there amongst the rest of the pack, everyone else attempting to forge a path into the zone, knowing that play space will be very limited with a decent chunk of it cut out by the water and that bridge dividing either team from each other. Only 2 squads on the island right now are Alula and Aurora. We've got E-Arena on screen now. This is the POV of Joker. Tianba, though, taking the scrap towards OG. With God being hit very heavy. Trying to stay behind the trees, bro. Luckily still alive.
Yeah, great zigzag. Able to stay out of dodge there for a second. I think he's very close to going down. AKOP actually challenging this. But man, A-King has been making a name for the DBS, right? You know, there's a lot of nerfs that came through. S12K became the more popularized weapon. Despite that, though, A-King has been consistently winning these trades with it.
He's bringing it back in fashion. Seems like the Horror fans enjoying this one so far, getting quite loud there. You see the banner flying. Haru. Oh, going back in. Let's see what he can do in a DBS. Wants to prove he's the DB best up close and personal. Onto Schwetz with the opener. Not ideal for his teammates, though, as Joker strikes with a shotgun and Turney K outside twists the knife. Another one falls. An orangutan. It all goes down to just Aru. Trapped behind the bike sheds and laid out by E-Arena.
E-Arena able to remove them. Stepped up to the plate, but not worthy to sit around here with E-Arena, unfortunately. Some good shots to the start there, but started to crumble slightly. Turney K came in like a demon, though, from the sidelines. I think WizGod was not expecting him to be so up close and personal. Aura played back here. They're over towards the pier itself. Fourth Thrives mirroring them over towards the eastern side. Good. Down towards the southern edge here. Vitality trying to confirm over towards that compound that sits towards the field. I don't think it's a bad idea here. Gives you a lot of control of the Longwoods that sits around this area. Not sure what S2G is doing. I think they've got boats. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it seems like at least one boat in play there. Dream scenario, maybe it's a hovercraft wrap back over to the mainland, grab their teammates, then get involved with the action later. Meanwhile, though, Godlike taking on Tianba. Milu on his last leg, suffering a casualty there for the Tianba squad. It's a decent start, but Godlike have received one knock onto their roster. This is the Establisher. You can see the fight here from the top down. QZZ with a nade into the ditch. Manya very low, but backpedals into safety with cover to play with.
All right, first nade goes long. Here, X-Power holding down the fortress, keeping that drawbridge pulled up. Takes a fair bit of damage here, but he's refusing to move. Manya will reinforce the front gates. Actually, he goes for a swing by, try and get some information on that. So Eagle's going to move round, understanding the position has been compromised.
Slowly trying to take some space back. Faint smoke wall goes up. Ooh, only gets worse for Aurora as well. And that's quick from Alula finding them. This was the other team that was on the island. There's now a third party that's joined them with that late rotation round from S2G. Looks like they did go back to grab the rest of the squad. Yeah, it was Kamikaze in the hovercraft. That's paid off for them to fight towards them. Ulf, interestingly, taking the hit over as well to Godlike. So that battle turns into a third party fight.
For Godlike there, quick swing around, take shots over towards Ulf. For them, Ulf should be able to pick the players back up. They've got a good spot right now. It's not as safe as they might like it to be, but it is decently central. It feels like the circle's peeling away from Sosnovka at this point. They have very limited space to work with. Alula trying to make the cross. S2G, Hamzi at distance. Will find a shot over towards Aurora there, leaving them at 0. Out of the game early, 23 points is where they'll end. Not a single point earned on this one.
So a great start on Rondo, but a bitter taste left in their mouths off the back of the Erangel performance.
Okay, these guys have been playing the same game. I think it's the first time they've been inside the circle since the beginning. How does their entry work, actually? Matt, how are we still on the bridge?
Yeah, this is kind of unreal. At some point, I thought we'd move.
Yeah, we're still here. I mean, Sosnovka's still in as well. I cannot believe this.
Aluna also took another casualty from S2G on the backside, so they've called it quits and actually rushed over the bridge now into the mainland. Yeah, that's only a trio blank. Damage onto Yasser as well.
Oh, Enigma Galaxy might try and trade up. They're just in. They're just in. They're absolutely playing a different game at the moment. I mean, I'm glad finally there's some shots that go towards them now. This is such a wild play from Nick